So I'm going to be giving my plants a drink. I just have to break into the shed. I'm gonna break from the indoors for 10 minutes. And then I'm gonna finish what I'm doing on the computer. And then do other stuff. So, just got this. I need my fertilizing liquid, and because my plants are struggling, so hopefully it'll pick them up, give them a feed, give them some life. Plants didn't always do well, so it's good to get some fertilizer. This is just one where you just pour it. Just need to put this down. So you don't really give the plants very much. You just give them a little bit of food. So did I get... So that should be enough. Might give that pot a bit more because it's where one's falling down. Hang on. So it really is just a really simple mixture of plant food. So it looks a little bit more than drowned out pretty much. Just look at all these other plants. They seem to be doing okay. This one, it's either forming branches or it's dead or something. This one has a little plant there growing. Well, that's virtually all I needed to do. And the plants usually pick up pretty instantly. It would surprise me if I come back and the plants are picked up a little bit. So that's all I needed to pour in the plants today. Not many actually need fertilizing because I did it a week and a half ago. So another week maybe for some of the other plants. The next one to pick up with the fertilizing is probably my indoor plant. Sort of gets a little bit droopy often. It's because it's on the inside. It needs some fertilizer for energy. I just need two hands to close this. What pretty clouds in the sky. So this is the remains of the trees we had. It's sort of been derooted. It's just decoration that we're keeping for... Eventually there's going to be putting plant pot baskets and things on this log. And that's all the rest of the piles, the sticks, the rambles of the rest of the tree. Sort of what made up a tree. So it's not really actually very much once you strip all the leaves away. But it was a greatly loved tree. We wanted to keep it, but it was just too heavy for two people to lift back up. And trees are actually just really heavy, so we're going to plant new trees here. And even some of my new plants are trees, so maybe there'll be a spot for them when they get bigger. Or maybe I'll take them with me wherever I go. Either way. So my plants are doing well. I'll just check this plant to see if it's risen. Okay, well it hasn't risen yet, but at least they look like they've had a feed. So that's all I can do with my plants. If they don't pick up, they'll just have to die off. So can't do anything much more. These are my sunflowers, so my sunflowers just have to grow their flower heads. So they're starting to get something here. That's the beginning of something. I'm waiting for them to get bigger and grow flowers. All these are supposed to be annual plants, but I don't know if they grow annually or what, but they're supposed to. Oh yeah, the plants are doing okay. Getting kind of bigger and bigger. These are like little trees. This, I don't know, it's supposed to be, I guess, a geranium, but they're supposed to be like I got these seeds from China. So that one, this one's part of the seeds, that one over there is part of the seeds, and that one over there is part of the seeds. They're all like different plants from a bunch of seeds I got from China. And it's like, they're not growing the plant that they were supposed to grow. They're growing like weeds and trees, and I think that's geranium there. So, you know, these plants that weren't supposed to come up from the batch of seeds came up, and I was like, everyone's like browbeating me, going, oh, you shouldn't get unsolicited seeds from any country. You should go to the store and buy a seed packet. And I'm like, yeah, true. But I didn't realize they were about the same prices in the seed packet. But online you can buy all these genetically modified seeds. So it's interesting, but it's also like a bad thing because it's genetically modified. Look at that bird over there. But yeah, it's very disappointing in those seeds in particular. I guess that little bird wants some food. Did they eat it? The food over here? Or did? Oh no, I think the pigeons have gotten at the food. There's feathers everywhere. Oh, there's some seeds and stuff there for something to eat on. Might as well just check the seed dish to see if there's, now that the annoying pigeons are flying away, they're not exaggerating the presence. Because they make a little noise and then they fly off. And you're like going, oh, that's so annoying to be near. Because they do it every time you're out here, and they're like, do you trust me, pigeons? I give you all this food. So what do you think? That's seed or husk? That's some seeds there. It's not all husk. It's just about though. Birds are hungry today, but I'll feed them again tomorrow. I have no interest in feeding them again today. Well, maybe I'll give them some bread later on. They deserve it after a week. They deserve their bread. I give them a quarter of a crust. So it's like the square of crust that you get on a bread. Chop off one side of crust and then I just chuck it around. Feeds a little bit. It's quite well. Just as a pick-me-up. I do get told, oh, bread's no good, but then, you know, the person who I live with, they give them bread every now and again. And they're pretty flour. It's so big, it's like Cosmos flower. One day my flowers are going to be like that, decorating the place. So there's a lot of distrust. I spent probably $100 on flowers. No, maybe 50 because they were so cheap. Yeah, more like 50 actually, because they were so cheap. And it's like, so many flowers I've grown and everyone just trusts them because I got them from the internet as opposed to the store. And so but I wish I had just grown flowers from the store, because then you know what you're getting. You're going to get what you bought, rather than weeds and all these plants you don't know enough what on earth they are. But these are so pretty. I might take a picture of them or something. But hopefully my plants will be accepted into the garden one day. It's like, yes, I grew some plants and put these plants here and here. Or a plant pot or whatever, you know. It'd be nice. But, you know, my parent doesn't like to grow plants for that long. They totally butcher plants and then they move on to something new. So it's like, oh, that's not much of a garden. Because I'm pretty sure plants can last a long time. it's not like one batch and then you just regrow another batch or whatever. It's like, so I'm sort of disappointed in the way that they treat plants. But I guess when they grow brown is a good sign that you can actually take them out. But they've been taking them out when they're green and luscious, and it's like, oh, not brown yet. And it's like, you're going, oh, I'm pretty sure that plant could have lived a little while longer. But, yeah. Everything's looking good. I just checked this plant, this vine is a vine. So passion fruit vine. I just check it for fruit. And one fruit is like here. On my fingers, there's a fruit. But this is a not so busy vine. That's fruit there, but it doesn't really have too much else. Whereas the other vine has a lot more fruit. I love passion fruit. This vine's a little bit of a bramble. You know, they were saying, oh, I'm gonna chop it down or whatever. It's like, oh, you're gonna chop everything down? Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Water all over the plants. I think it's been raining. So cute. I better take a picture. So yeah, that's the garden.